In this video, I want to talk to you about a topic that a lot of people might find quite interesting, and that is the fact that laws are made to be broken. Now, when I say this, a lot of people might think, oh, well, I've heard that before, and it obviously to them doesn't make sense. I mean, laws are there to be kept, not to be broken. Not so, and I'll explain why just now. Why are laws made to be broken? Firstly, us as the people of a country that's supposed to be a democracy, and I'm going to act as if we're actually living in a democracy now, we are the government. In other words, we control who is elected into power, and currently it's a party system. Even although it's a crooked party system, let's just play along. And these people that are elected to represent us in parliament are chosen by parties currently, which is obviously fatally flawed, but these people become our lawmakers. So within government and within provincial parliaments and within normal councils on a local government level, they make laws most of the time. They actually sit with these large packs of documents that some buffoon at some places dreamt up and decided that this needs to become law now. Most of the time, that ideology or idea might actually come from overseas. And we might just decide in South Africa as good old slaves to just adopt that law. So, when these laws are written, these parliamentarians actually understand that people are going to break the laws. So they have to look at the consequence of breaking the laws. They also have to consider that the law is in the best interest of the majority of people in the country. If our government makes a law that most people don't agree with, they're just not going to follow it because we are actually the government. So once you understand that concept, then you will see that all laws need to be tested. Now, how are laws tested? In the Constitutional Court. So we have a Bill of Rights which is above our Constitution. The Constitution needs to protect everything that is enshrined in the Bill of Rights. That's what the Constitution is supposed to do. Now, whether it does it or not is a different discussion. And like I've told you before, there's many things in the Constitution that does not hold up to what is in the Bill of Rights. So, when these parliamentarians make these laws, or the local council make bylaws, they could actually be violating the very Bill of Rights that we should be protected by. And that can be tested against the Constitution, and that happens in the Constitutional Court. So you should not just willy-nilly look at any law and say it's being gazetted, this is a law now, you must follow it. It doesn't work that way. Laws are literally made to be broken. You can break that law, and the consequence might be that you are taken to court, or you get a fine, and you can decide, no, I'm not paying this fine because I don't believe in this law or this bylaw or whatever. And you can go to court and you can reason and argue with the judge. And the judge can then decide whether you need to pay for that violation of the law in whichever way or form. And this is how a constitutional democracy is supposed to work, with a separation of powers between the state and your judiciary. And if there is no separation of powers, you're in big trouble. So the judiciary is supposed to see, are these laws actually just when tried according to the Constitution? And for you to be able to try the laws of the country against the Constitution, it needs to be brought before a high court, and then after that you can seek relief in the Constitutional Court itself. It's very seldom that you'll get direct access to the Constitutional Court. So in most cases, to challenge a law, you need to take it to the High Court first, and then from there you can take it to the Constitutional Court, where an entire bench of the Constitutional Court judges can actually decide whether a law is constitutional or not, and whether it enshrines what is in the Bill of Rights or not. And that can be a difficult decision to make, because these judges don't make decisions based on whether the Constitution is right or wrong. They make decisions based on the Constitution. The same as a judge in a criminal court. He makes decisions based on the law. He cannot decide on the law. The lawmakers sit in Parliament. So how do we change laws that we're not happy with? And this is why we should be able to break the law. Laws are made to be broken, okay? We need to get rid of the people making those laws. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. How do we do that? We get the majority of people not to agree with him, either change the system or vote in a party that will change the laws in the current system. So under the current system, you need to vote for a party that will change the laws to the way you want it. So you need to basically go and promote what you stand for and the laws that you want to promote, and then get the majority of people to vote for that. Under our current system, that is how it would work. But we know it's not that simple. In the past, people have been intimidated through necklacing and many other things in the informal settlements to actually vote for the ANC or not vote for any other movements. Now, this kind of terrorism literally rips apart the whole concept of what a law is, how the law should be applied to actually work for a democratic society. So, because these things happen in our society, we have a certain state of lawlessness. Now, many of the people break laws because the law is ridiculous, okay? And they have a right to break that law. Many laws are not enforced. For instance, you are not allowed to spit on the pavement. Have you ever seen someone getting a fine or being arrested for spitting on the pavement? No. So why is that a law? Why is the law even there if you cannot enforce it? And this is another good test for any good or bad law. Is it enforceable? If the law is not enforceable, it is pointless, and the people have wasted taxpayers' money coming up with that law. Because you need to be able to enforce a law, and the majority of people in society should support that law. Because without that support, the government is pointless and irrelevant. So, laws are there to be broken, and you have a right under our constitution to break the law, and then have that law tested in the constitutional court. I hope I've cleared up a few things with regards to that. Many kids are taught in school that you must keep the law of the land. As long as that law is just and good, and you believe it's just and good, then most people will keep it anyway. You wouldn't have to put it in a law book, and I will end the video at that point. Thank you very much for those of you that have subscribed. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not yet. Please click the bell icon to get notifications for new videos. There's more videos coming up tonight, and you can look forward to those. Thank you very much.